Hey, welcome back.
Hi.
I'm Sarah.
I'm Francesca. This is our friend Sarah.
Hi.
Hi. We just have to tell you before we get into the main event that there's a block party happening outside.
Yeah.
So if you hear like Whitney Houston, Donna Summer,
This
and
episode,
ABBA.
yeah,
ABBA, exactly.
the episode's gonna get pulled from like Spotify for copyright infringement, but
Yeah.
We closed the windows.
we have a nice little soundtrack going.
Yeah. Okay, so today we're going to talk about dating. So we have Sara Apple Maliki, our good friend, who's a writer, filmmaker, and probably has the most concise, direct information about how to get a man.
Oh my God.
I know. So, yeah. So we thought we'd have her on because all Instagram shows me is dating content, which is like to my endless frustration and
Like
debasement. Just like, here's how you got a guy, or like how to work black cat energy, or then it'll be like
What's
black cat
Oh my
energy?
God, you guys, I'm so glad you're not exposed to this aspect of the internet.
I think that's the algorithm targeting you because I don't get
But the
that.
thing is that I know, I believe I'm targeted, but I don't know how to untarget myself because I have a habit of like watching stuff I don't like because I'm just like, what is this? And then, but I like.
wait, explain the black cat energy.
So basically,
yeah.
the way to have black cat energy in a relationship is that you are like kind of aloof and pulled back, and you put him in the golden retriever position where he's like always going after you for like love and affection and like trying to please you, and whereas you are like totally internal and like inwardly directed and just focused on your own pleasure, and you're in not just sexual pleasure, your own pleasure like in your life. And so it's like the woman is looking in and then the man is just like always attending to her. And this is, I guess, according to this one corner of the internet, what everybody's trying to get.
Doesn't sound like bad advice, but it's just like be withholding and like kind of cold.
I think that you should not be any different than you are.
Yeah, totally.
But I also do believe that men really like to have a task.
Yeah.
And that they want to accomplish the task, and that's when they're the happiest. And they also want to chase after women and not have women be available to them. You know, it's just not, I don't know.
But
I think it's in their nature. You know, literally like our roles as men and women that we originated with.
But how, I guess I've always wondered about that because I totally believe that. And I've seen that like during courtship. But how do you, I mean, I
male
guess
energy like takes and like female energy receives.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like my question is like, how does that look in a long-term situation? Which is like, how can you be with somebody
I
for
think you should
years?
always be the princess of the situation. No?
Yes.
And then the man should be like trying to provide for you and please you.
But here's the thing that like I've heard, which I sort of believe is true, which is like in a relationship, like, God, we're really getting right into it. That the women,
The black cat.
the men should always.
I just think that those things are really
They're really silly.
Yeah.
It's really
Yeah,
the whole
totally.
it's
cat.
It's
like,
all silly on Instagram.
Yeah.
But like
the
this,
Lilith,
do you
like,
really
dark moon, whatever.
Yeah. Do you really think like I've heard a lot of people say like in a relationship like the man should always love the woman more than the woman loves the man.
Period.
Yeah. See?
Yeah. Absolutely. My sister and I were talking about this the other day. We were in the car coming back from, we were in the car alone, but we were coming back from our cousin's wedding, and yeah, we were just talking about the importance of that it just always is. It's just a better dynamic.
I don't know that I necessarily agree, but I believe that I think that the man should always and usually does need the woman more than the woman needs the man, you know? Like, I think I love my husband just as much as he loves me, but I think, in my humble opinion, that he needs me more, you know?
Yeah, I understand that idea. I talk to Pietro about that a lot. I'm like, listen, like, you can't cook, you can't clean, you can't like kind of do anything except for earn money. That's like kind of the only thing that you're good at doing. No, it's true. I mean, it's true. And that's not bad, right? Like, that's really valuable. It's just like, if he can earn money to like provide a nice lifestyle, but I'm like, I could also earn money and I can cook and clean and do all these other things. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm able to multitask and like be organized and arrange things. And I think that is such an undervalued asset that women provide, that like we can take care of children, we can cook food, we can clean. Not that like men can't do these things as well, but I think the majority of men are really usually very good at doing 1 to 2 specific activities, you know, like very well, and they usually involve earning money and providing, and the other things kind of fall to the wayside. I mean, I saw that in my own home growing up. It's like my dad's an artist and he's a really amazing artist and he can make art that's like incredible, but like, and he actually, my dad can cook really well. My mom's not as good as cooking, but
who anyway, cooked the majority of the time? Like, who fed you?
I mean, okay, that's a bad example in my family, but you know, we went out to eat a lot, but
New York City, born and bred.
But I just think that is so true, that, you know, women don't necessarily need men, but they need us for a lot of things.
You know what's funny? I was on a shoot yesterday, and in the shoot I was playing a wife with like a 2-month-old baby, and I just had this moment where I was like, this baby was so sweet and so delicious, and like a 2-month-old is like perfect. And I was just like, oh my God, all I need a man for is to just like...
I think they're ugly at 2 months.
No,
it looks like an alien.
No, this one, no, it had just passed out of alien phase. No, this was like into just like straight up cute ass baby phase. Okay. And no, when they're new, they're like, their eyes are freaking kind of going like, I don't
really
crazy.
Want it until it's like 4 months. Once they can sit up, then I'll take it. I was like, I definitely want a baby nurse. I'm not that interested in engaging with the baby early. Whenever I see them, I'm like,
I think it's going to be different when it's your baby.
Especially if you don't wash them for like a couple months, like I didn't. They have all these, I know.
What? You don't wash them?
No, dog. Because they have these pheromones that they release, particularly from the top of their head, that's like intoxicating. It's like crack. It's like you smell that baby's head if you don't wash it with like, and then you get high and all you want to do is care for that baby. Like, it's so intense when you have a baby that you're with them like 23 hours a day, and the 1 hour a day that you're not with them, you're looking at pictures of them because their face is seared in your brain, because that's what our bodies were made to do. So we'll see how you feel.
I'm definitely getting a baby nurse. And I'm definitely not going to be with the baby every second.
Like a wet nurse? Like someone to like breastfeed, you know, in like medieval times?
No, just like so I can sleep at night.
Yeah,
because I don't really think I could show up in any kind of like nice way for. I don't have children, but I know myself pretty well. I know my personality.
I'm just saying, by all means do that. I'm just saying, these babies, they have workarounds. Do you know what I mean? Like, they really know how to just get to the heart. But I was holding this baby, right? And like really loving this baby and just being like, oh my God, this is amazing. I want another baby. And I was just thinking, like, I was like, oh my God, all I need from a man is for him to just impregnate me. And then he's literally irrelevant.
Interesting.
Whoa.
That was just a feeling I was having yesterday.
Right.
This is not my like across the board. But I was really like, oh my God, he can give me the greatest gift in a world, and then he doesn't really matter anymore.
You don't even really need any specific man in that case, you know?
Totally. It's just amazing that like he could accomplish so much work. He could accomplish a lifetime of experience, like in like I don't know, in 5 minutes. Do you know what I mean? Like, he can like, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like,
from a 5-minute act, let's just say 5, just to be ungenerous. From a 5-minute act, that could result in, that could literally be his only contribution, and that could result in a lifetime of somebody's experience, i.e. that baby.
Yes.
That's a really disproportionate, like, distribution of time. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's kind of mystical and stuff.
Yeah, like just sex you're talking about.
Just literally, and then I have like, and then the whole world is born, because like a child is a world. Like, they're their own world that you get to like partake in and help, and then like steward forward. But like a whole world can come from something, and the father can just be like, that's all he has to contribute. It's just mind-blowing to me.
So is for your next partner.
Yeah. Is that the vision?
Yeah.
No. No, but I guess when I had this baby in my arms and I was getting baby crazy again, I was like, maybe that's enough. Do you know what I mean? Maybe that's enough.
Oh, so you're saying that the hormones are so powerful that it can like make you delusional, essentially.
Yeah. I mean, sure.
Right? Is that not?
The hormones are that powerful.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, it's great.
Everyone does really love babies.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a biological imperative. We have been
I'm
built.
more interested in kids that are like your girl's age. I like an
individual.
I like an individual. I like
Yeah.
a 3 to 8 is kind of. I'm really into that age group. I think that that's a really.
It's fun. I love the infanta
preschool
without
to like third
speech.
grader.
I like the
Kinda
ones that
fab.
can't talk. Do you know what I mean? There's something about that that's like. But I also, God, there's been so much tradwife content this week. But anyway, for me, the experience of like breast, like nursing and caring, like I just had, and I was like somebody who never wanted to have kids. So it was like a huge surprise. I was like pretty neutral on kids, neutral to negative. So then like lo and behold, I had them and I was like, I loved everything about it. It was a shock. It was great.
Yeah, thank God. 'Cause some people have the opposite experience.
Where they really wanted a baby and then they have one and it's like.
And they're like, what did I do?
Not even what did I do, but I think I hear a lot of people that I know be like, yeah, it's really great and nice, but they're like almost sort of more towards neutral. Like they love their child, but they're not.
I was at dinner with someone who was like, yeah, having kids is amazing and also miserable. They're so boring. They they don't do anything. And I was like, okay, you know.
But the person who's saying that, how many hours a day do they spend on their phone? I would just be curious.
I don't know. I think in this person's particular case, you know, I think there was a confluence of events, but it's just interesting to me that you could have kids and just be like, they're so fucking boring, you know? Like, that's
I've
kind of
actually
scary.
never heard of that. I've never heard anyone say that they're boring.
I mean, being in the
I was like a little bit like, oh shit.
in the newborn phase, which you'll have help for, like that is boring because you feel like you're lost in Groundhog's Day because it's like all it is like nursing and sleeping and nursing. Like there's just a monotony. It's definitely monotonous, but I guess I found it sort of like a divine monotony where like things were like so simple and so pared down that like the mundane became incredibly profound and imbued with importance, even though it was also like numbingly repetitive. But there was something transcendent. It reminded me also about I don't know, we're supposed to just be talking about fucking dating, but anyway, like grief. I don't know, have either of you ever like had someone really close to you die?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You know, like when you're in grief, like my experience of it when my mother died was that like it was like a path was lit before me and there was only one way I could walk and like everything became profound and there was no choice left in my life. That's the experience I had. And it feels similar when you have a child. And there's something nice about that, not having to like choose an entertainer, be under this delusion of like will in my life, you know?
Yeah, I think we should do another episode about your parenting ideas too, because no, I'm not saying that because I think they're actually like very unique and useful. You know, I think the way that you parent is unlike how most people parent their kids, and I think that it, you know, has made parenting much more enjoyable for you.
Totally.
Which like we can have like how you don't do baby talk with that. So that was something the person said. They were like, you just do baby talk to all day long.
Well, that's really weird that they said that. I think that's these people, they need help. They're not okay. Because I think that's horrible. That's so infantilizing to a child. And then a child doesn't develop like, I don't know. I think that you should treat children and animals like you're talking to another person.
But also
and animals.
Yeah, but I talk to my dog like she's like a person, not like I'm like expecting her to respond, but I'm just like, no, you can't do that. I'm not like, okay, little doggy, like come here, like you know.
But I do remember reading studies that babies actually only, because like their vision's really bad at first, they're basically blind, and they only hear in a really narrow like realm of sound waves. And what they hear is they hear things that are right there. And so that's actually why we talk to like infants in that voice, is because it's actually the only thing that they can hear. And you know who they can't really hear?
Daddies.
They can't really hear their daddy.
Oh, there we go.
So I want to circle back to this idea.
Back to the black cat.
So the man should love the woman more than she loves him. He should need the woman more than she needs him. So what do we need from men? Francesca's saying
literally just your semen.
Sarah's saying money.
No, a little bit, but I mean,
I guess my question is like, what are your criteria for a partner when you're like on the dating grind?
So I was talking to you guys a little bit about this before we started, and my mom is one of 8 kids, and everyone is married still to this day. So these are like, 30 to like 45-year marriages at this point in the range of
impressive.
And that's 8 children, so 8 couples. And my grandparents were married for, I don't know, my grandfather died like fairly young, like he died in his early 60s. So, and my grandmother's 94, so they were married for, I don't know, maybe 45 years or something. Anyway, so that's a lot of long-term marriages. But the thing that I notice in them, and the thing that I have always sought in a partner, is someone who's my best friend, like who I actually just want to hang out with them every single day, like, and I don't really get annoyed with them, or if I do, I can be like, you're annoying, and like you need to like go, like leave the house and be away from me, or like I'm gonna go, like just somebody that you can be super honest and candid. And I also am really interested in this idea too of that the commitment of we're doing this thing together and we are creating this like life and this reality together, and that like even if you get in the biggest blowout fight, even if there's infidelity, even if there's whatever these things that can occur, because we're just human and no one's perfect, that at the end of the day, like we're committed to work on this thing together no matter what happens. And that's sort of the dedication,
Till death do us part.
Yeah. Like, why not? I don't know. I mean, I think that on the other hand, but I'm only speaking from what I was surrounded by in my experience, so I don't know. It's probably really painful for somebody who grew up in a family of divorce. And I think the reason that my mom's family is that way is because my grandmother, her father was like a playboy philanderer. He was literally like Ava Gardner's sugar daddy. Like he was like, he literally was like stayed married to like my great grandmother for like so long, because it was just like scandalous to be divorced like in that time period. And I mean, he just was like running around with all different women like at all times, like constantly cheating on her. And I think that my grandmother probably seeing that made it so she was like, I want the opposite of that. And then she created that, and then her family all has that, so I understand too that like that may not be somebody's same experience, but since that's what I saw, that's always what I've been interested in creating for myself. Like I'm engaged right now for the 3rd time. And I think that I didn't get married before because I knew in my heart of heart that like it wasn't the right thing, and it would just be unacceptable for me to get married and it not be like actually something that I knew that I was going to be staying in for the rest of my life. On some subconscious level, that was not why I left either of those relationships, but I think in some way I knew that was really important to me, even though I don't often think of myself as like, I really value family and marriage, but like I actually really truly do. It's so I don't know. I forgot even what your question was, Sarah.
Oh, just what you were looking for in a partner. No, that's something my husband says, that his criteria was like, who do you want to come home to on like a boring Tuesday night? Which I think is always a sweet thing.
But I don't understand, why would you be dating somebody in any capacity that you didn't want to come home to on a boring Tuesday night?
Well, I think you can date people, and like sometimes, or this always backfires on me actually, but every time I've dated people, I've just been like, let's just see what happens, this will be fun, and then I always end up in like a relationship with like some psycho. But not always. Like I'm my fiance right now is not psycho. He's really sweet, but
he has a great energy.
In the past I have done that, just being like, let me just try this out, and it always fucking backfires on me whenever I try to casually date. It's like, I get some like jealous, obsessed psycho, or like, and I also will have like crazy behavior. Like it never just goes casually.
Yeah.
I've never successfully casually dated. I've only been in 3 relationships ever. One was my high school sweetheart, one was my first ex-husband, and one was my second ex-husband.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I did not know that
I've
at
like
all.
had affairs to remember that have lasted
like a fling.
Like at least like at most like a month.
Okay, wow.
But I've never been in like a casual, normal relationship.
But you know how the casual dating thing actually does kind of work?
How?
If you don't have sex.
For
It's like
how long?
for like months, like a couple months. I mean, I think like at a certain point you're like pretty clear if like it's gonna go somewhere, but there's something to say. It's like getting to know a new friend, right? Like when you make a new friend, I always tell this to my girlfriends, I'm like, you're not gonna be like, hey, wanna like hang out, or be worried that they're not texting you back or they haven't called you or like analyzing their messages. Like you're not doing that. Like that would be so fucking weird. So why would you do it with a man? That's like a man should be the one who's like, hey, like wondering like why you're not getting back to him, you know? Like why, you know? Like and just but it's really like a new friend. It's just like you wouldn't be that crazy about it. Like if you were, like that would be a little weird, right? So it's the same rule applies. It's a strange person who you don't know, who you're getting to know, and you get to know over time, and then you get to see how they react in different situations, you know? And then once you sleep with somebody, it's like the hormones come through and make it really clouded and you're confused. You're like, I don't even know if I like this person. That's happened to me before where I'm like, wait a second, like I fucking hate this guy. Like he's horrible.
Totally.
Like what am I, you know? And I'm not, and it's not even like I'm like, oh my God, like I'm like, oh my God, what is that thing? My sister's little friends all say it's so funny.
Limerence? Is that
no, they're dickmatized. It won't even be like that. It's not even like, damn, because the sex was so good, like I'm just obsessed with this guy. It's like, no, literally because we had sex and I'm a woman and he's a man, there were certain like hormones that are released that confused me, because it's just like, oh, time for you to have a baby. Like it's like, I guess so. So then all of a sudden I'm involved with somebody who I'm not compatible with, who I don't even like, but like I just got confused by that. And if I hadn't had sex with them over time, I would have realized that I was not compatible with them, you know? And that like, so then there's a lot of confusion around like attraction, and then like you can be, you know, whatever, like sexually or physically compatible and not emotionally compatible. And it is, I think, a little bit more difficult to find that right fit of all of those things. But
I do want to say that I do not experience that thing of having sex with somebody and then like catching any kind of feelings for them.
okay.
So I do. Sarah makes a face.
No, go ahead.
Like I've just never, like that thing of like, oh, as a woman, like if you sleep with someone, then it like releases all these hormones and you feel all this love for them. That is like not my experience in general. When I've slept with somebody, then I like 95% of the time would just prefer to never see them again. What?
No, go ahead.
So it's just like, it's interesting because I'm, you know, like I'm the only single one here. We've got a married woman, an engaged woman, and me. So it's like, but I think you're right about the not sleeping with someone for like, I think the thing you told me was like 3 months was
3
like the
months.
golden rule.
Yeah.
That totally makes sense to me. But I think about it in terms of like that pursuing thing, which is like men have to feel.
It's the black cat.
It's the black hat. Men have to feel like they're pursuing this thing that is hard to get.
Yeah.
And then the reward, like it just, I keep thinking of this
it's
phrase.
competitive like energy. They want to
Yeah.
like win. They want to get something that's like special and not
Get
easy
something
to get.
that's special.
Like high value or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of the dating advice stuff though, it is like cringy. Like it's like as if you have to like make yourself into this, like be this way. But what I'm trying to say is it's just like basic stuff. Like again, you wouldn't be freaking out about like when we first became friends, we were like, oh my God, this girl didn't text me back. Like you would not do that. That would be so like, what are you, a fucking weirdo? You know what I mean? Like, so why would
There
you?
was one night when you didn't text me back when we started being friends, and I was like, oh my God, did something happen? But I was just like, probably not.
I didn't
so you
probably,
should just
as you've
chill.
gone to know me, you realize they're like, oh, she's like so aloof and like
I know,
not.
but it's just funny because there literally was
black-hatting,
one night when I did have that reaction.
Okay,
but
okay,
yes,
okay, wow.
No, you're correct.
But but
by and large.
just right.
Yes.
Just but like as an example, you know what I mean? So it's just it's just like normalizing things like that. You know what I mean? Where you go like, oh, well, I wouldn't react this way if this was anyone else. So like,
Totally.
I'm just gonna approach this in the same manner in which I would any new person who's come into my life. I'm gonna approach it with caution. I'm not gonna go like, I really want to hear from this person and I really like them. It's just like, you don't know them yet, honey. Why don't you let them, you know, show you who they are, you know? And like the other thing too is like men really will, like if they're into you, like they're gonna fly across the country, across the world, across anywhere to like, you know, show up. They really will. Like that's my personal experience, you know? Like they'll make it happen if they want to. And if they're not making it happen, they do not want to.
Totally. I think that's
it. That's
like if they're not, it's going to be really clear if they're interested in you or not, which I think, because I do think a huge part of the internet, of like the Instagram discourse around dating is like about like, God, like,
I love this.
It's you guys don't go down it. I wish it would go away.
I wish you sent me videos to like brief me so I could have.
Because there's girls who are like, their whole job they're influencers, but they're dating influencers, and all they post about is how they're so crazy and no guys like them and how they're getting rejected constantly, which I was like, God, this is a really gnarly self-fulfilling prophecy. You seem to only care about dating, but all you talk about dating
concepts, right? Like because they're in the feelings of like, I'm getting rejected and nobody likes me, then that's like what they're putting out, and then that's what they're receiving.
It's painful. I don't really know how they're doing it or how they live, but it's a huge proponent of chicks online. But there's so much content around like, but I just want to text him and I want to, which is like, it's nice to just cut all of that out and just be like, bitch, if he was interested in you, you'd be fucking clear.
So you gave me the best dating advice that I've ever received, which I don't know that you follow anymore. But you said, I don't text men. I tell them if they want to see me, they can call me. And I did that with my husband, and it totally worked. And now we have an amazing relationship that involves like very little texting. So there's like no text fight, you know? And I also was living on the Upper West Side at the time when we first started seeing each other, and he was in Williamsburg. And I said, I'm not going to go to Williamsburg. If you want to see me, you can come to the Upper West Side.
Period.
And he schlepped.
Yep. Okay, but so, and I'm only saying this because I'm guaranteed positive the person I'm seeing right now is not going to listen to this. But I also think that, like, at least in my experience, so I'm seeing somebody who lives in Williamsburg, and I really
and
hope
we're on the Upper West Side.
And we're on the Upper West Side. And like, I'll go to his place. Like, I don't give a fuck. But I think it's like, I really should not be saying this. Please,
it's
Lord,
okay.
Don't let him listen. He won't listen. Who fucking has time to listen to girls talking, right? But
She's whispering. Like, now he's not gonna hear.
But like, here's the thing is like, I think it's just like business, like a business deal. You always have to be the one who's willing to walk away. And if you're the one who's willing to walk away, then like, you can go to Williamsburg, you can break the rule. Like, I think unfortunately with the black cat thing, like you can either uphold certain rules or you can just like always have a part of you that's reserved and not given. And it like the dynamic maintains regardless. Do you know what I mean?
Like keeping zero expectations.
Or even just being like, this could end at any time and I would be completely fine if it did.
Yeah, I would say that's just hard to sustain like after a certain period. Like, I think that's a good rule in the beginning and getting to know someone. But then once you're committed, I would say that's hard.
I agree with that. I feel like once you're committed, it's like, but that's why you should take your time to get to know the person and date them, right? I think that there's a lot of like, this is, you know, like some of my girlfriends will be like, I really like this guy. Like, I think he's my new husband. And I'm like, girl, no. Like, what are you talking about? You've gone out with him 2 times.
I've literally thought that about like every man I've ever met, to be honest. Like,
Did you go to girls' school?
Yeah.
All girls' school? Okay, I just had a really interesting conversation with Flora, my friend, about this, where we were talking about that she was like, I think every guy is like hot or like cute. Not every guy, but like she's like, I get like nervous and excited around like, you know, a cute guy.
I'm like,
I'm like, I'm like, ew, like I hate men, like gross. Like, but the reason okay, so we talked about this, and I grew up with all my parents' like friends' kids, and all the kids that were around my age were boys. And so I was like around boys from a young age, and my parents were just kind of like, these are your friends, this is who you hang out with. So I was always like, I just saw like that boys were gross. Like they'd be like making like farting noises with their armpits and just doing like stuff that was just so like, it was just like gross. And they just like play video games and have like nasty like chips on their shirt. Like they're just not like, it's just not
cute,
fab, at all. And I was just like, so I feel like I always had that sort of Tinkerbell attitude about boys because I was the Tinkerbell, you know, and that maintained throughout my, like, honestly, like my whole life. But you know, but I think that is really interesting. Like a lot of my friends who went to all girls school say the same thing, where they're just like, oh yeah, I thought that like I was gonna like be like with this guy, and I, you know, like they get like a lot of like rapid like crushes in rapid succession that then like fizzle out really quickly.
Interesting.
You know, or like there's sort of like a lot of fantasy, because I think that there probably was a lot of fantasy about boys because you weren't interacting with them on a daily basis.
Yes, and to be clear, I don't feel this way anymore now that I'm married.
Sure.
But yeah, I remember there used to be like whispers in the hallway, like there's a boy. Because okay, to be clear,
No, I went to all girls school too, so I've also.
There we go. Okay.
When I first went to co-ed school when I was a sophomore, I was like, I remember walking down the hall the first day and being like, "There's a boy on my right, there's a boy behind me." You know what I mean? Like I couldn't, like the system couldn't handle it.
I went to school in Manhattan, and boys were not allowed on the block. By like our security guard would stand outside, and people's like family members got like sent across the street to like to Fifth Avenue. Like it was like, so if like there was ever a boy in the school, it's like it would spread like wildfire. Like there is a man in the school. Yeah, so I think
I can't even pee if there's men like in a room next door to the bathroom.
Oh, that's extreme. That's unhealthy.
But I also grew up in like an all-female household, so I like wasn't around boys at school. I just like wasn't around men ever. But I really like them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Sometimes I just feel like a flower blossoming under the sun of male attention, to be honest.
I feel evil neutral towards men. I do.
Like my ex-husband, my second ex-husband, he would say like, anytime I left you alone in a room and he was like out at a party, I would always be prepared to come back and find you surrounded by men, and it was so hard for me to deal with.
Oh, that's really sad.
But I think that it's like, I think it's a function of not being comfortable. Like there's some relationship to it. Do you know what I mean?
For you?
For me. Yeah. There's something like exotic about male energy that I just, growing up with a single mom with no men around in all girls school. Do you know what I mean? I don't know what it is. I think I used to have a lot of judgment of it when I was younger, and I'd be like, and then I got really buttoned up for you. I was like this like slutty sex bomb dark cloud when I was like in my early 20s. I would just like roll in anywhere and I'd like look at everybody's husbands and I'd be like, you know what I mean? But then I like really buttoned it up for like a decade, and I was like super, I mean, you met me when I was like this, when I was like super kind of prim and proper, and I was with someone who like didn't like it when I was sexy, you know what I mean? And I don't think that's the way either, so I don't know.
Yeah, there's a happy middle ground.
Yeah, I think now you're like in a like divorce era, you know? And I think it's time for you to wear some like black dresses that are a little low cut.
Yeah. I don't even have them, but I remember I was talking to this friend of mine who I like look up to, and he was like, I was like talking about how I had gone, this is back when I was still married, and I was like, yeah, and then there was this mom at the party, and she was like, she dyed her hair blonde, and she was like kind of slutty, and I was like, it was weird, you know? And he was like, I try to be the slutty mom at every party, you know, because he's like married with kids. And I was suddenly like, oh my God, like, yeah, we get to be the like slutty mom, not slutty like she's but just like the mom who wants to be sexy and be seen for other than just her children. Like that's okay. We all get to be that if we want, even if we're not a mom. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I guess I was thinking, for me, the experience of early motherhood, it was like, because I'd been so conservative for so long to not like threaten my ex, and then into motherhood I was even more in that, and just to realize like there's a world in which I could have like the both and
the Madonna whore,
you know?
Or just like, why not just like being like fab and like showing up like however you, like I think it's really nice when women like have their nails done and have their hair done, and like if they want to, like that being the key, if they want to like wear makeup and wear like a, you know, whatever, like a dress. I don't understand why it has to be like, you know, that's like a archetype or rare kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like, I think that women can have a lot more variety. Like, it's like we don't have to do this like I'm like the homemaker mom or I'm like office mom. It's like being a Barbie, you know what I mean? Like that we have to, you know, it's like the working mom or the like stay at home mom or the, I don't know, divorce-let mom. Like, you know, like it doesn't have to. It's like, why can't we just be all of these different things?
I feel like my husband's not jealous at all. Like, I kind of wish he was a little more jealous. So I feel like I kind of get to have a range of expressions of my sexuality and my, you know, femininity.
You are one of the only married people who I still think of as like a single friend to go out with, not because you're doing anything, but just because your energy, like a lot of people get married and then their energy is just so dour and they're like not fun. These bitches aren't fun. You know what I mean? And I always think of you as the only married person I know who's like, oh, but if we go out, we're still just gonna like have fun. You know what I mean? It's like an energy thing. Like your energy didn't shift.
Yeah. I think that that's definitely a choice that people make. But also, yeah, it sounds like the dynamic that you were in your last marriage was like, that sounded like that was kind of like suppressing you. And like, that's really not who I know you to be. And so I imagine you were never that way. Do you know what I mean? Like that was somebody putting something onto you because of their own insecurity and like trying to kind of stamp out like what is one of the most lovely qualities about you is that you are like very engaging and social and do you know what I mean? And kind of like,
but I think it was, I mean, that was definitely partly it, but I also think it was like I was coming out of my like party girl time period. And so I feel like it was also like a what is it called? Like whiplash, where I like whipped into the other direction because I had been like such a like sex
what's it called? Like the I'm thinking about
self-flagellation. Yeah, I think part of it. And then I like found somebody who like matched that.
Yeah,
because I was like, it was scary to me to like be sexual in the world because that had been so like all encompassing and all consuming when I was younger. Whereas like my experience now in like dating,
so then you like.
I just went super hard
on the
and like now what my experience with dating is like, because I've been dating like for about a year regularly, like, or whatever, sometimes seeing people, sometimes not, but my experience is like I've had people, I had like one person in particular who was like, it was like so totally lovely, it was like really lovely and like could have been amazing, and then it ended. And like, yeah, for one night I was like, oh that's too bad. Yeah. But like literally that's it. Whereas in my early 20s, do you know what I mean? I would have been like, I would have been like, just now I don't think you can relate to this, but I would have been like totally messed up and in obsession, all this stuff. And I'm just so, it's nice to be like, as an adult dating, be like, oh, I can have all these interesting, exciting experiences. Some of them are even like sort of profound, but then when they end, like the negative results are so much less than when I was young. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I do think that that's a maturity thing, because I do feel like when I was, you know, I was like in an on and off relationship for a long time with this guy, and it was a very toxic dynamic, you know, where he was super controlling and super jealous and always like wanting to know where I was and what I was doing and who I was with. And then I would also like do like mean things on purpose to like upset him and make him jealous. And I would do like really like just turn my phone off for like 2 days to like, you know, like doing these kind of like immature game. Like I think that the emotions are always like so much more heightened. Like that's just, your brain's not fully developed until you're what, like 25 or 26. So I think that that is normal in a way.
But I was scared. Do you know what I mean? Because I was like, oh my God, I was such a psycho before.
Right.
Like, what if I'm a psycho
like
again? But then I was just like, oh, bitch, you're just different.
You're different.
It's just a non-issue.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. And I think for me too, dating used to be so much like I needed so much validation. Like I didn't have, like, my identity was not fully set, you know, like.
Yeah. So instead of like approving of yourself, you're like, I'm looking for approval from someone.
So rejection felt so personal.
Sure.
Totally.
And even if it was, you know, like now I'm like have a little bit more of, what's it called? Like integrity.
Yeah. But I also think we just need, for the listeners, you to lay out your specific plan that you told me.
Like what? How, you have to ask me. I forget the things that I say. I don't remember
How
things.
can Francesca find an eligible bachelor in New York City?
Yeah. So like, what were your directives to me?
Oh, what I told Francesca to do. Okay, so the first thing that Francesca should do. So I'm just gonna give you a little quick picture for those of you at home that don't know Francesca. Francesca is recently divorced, or she's in the process of getting a divorce, but legally separated, right?
Yeah.
Okay, she's legally separated. She has a 3 and 5 year old little girls. They're like little angels, just in case anyone's listening, you know. She's 5'4", but really hot Pilates mom body. She went to Columbia. No, it's controversial at the moment, but it's, you know, she's smart. But anyway, I told Francesca that she should take her girls to school in a Lululemon outfit, black tight workout outfit, and walk over to St. Ambrose on the Upper East Side. You guys know the location. And sit down and read the New York Times and drink a coffee. And that if she regularly and consistently did that, that she would get a lot of phone numbers from a lot of men asking her on dates or offering their business cards. Because every time I ever go and sit in St. Ambrose and do just... I mean, I'm not doing it like looking for dates. I'm engaged. But I just, every time I go there, I always meet some interesting man who asks me on a date. So that was my directive. I also tell all of my girlfriends, I was like, it just also kind of like, you don't have to really worry about that much. You know what I mean? You're like, okay, if they live in this zip code, like near this block, and this is their local coffee shop, we already know that they're paid and they have a good career or like inherited some money or something, you know? So you don't have to even like focus on that. So then you can just focus on the personality. Like that whole part is taken care of, you know? And I don't know. And I was just projecting, if I was a single mom of 2 little girls, I'm like, okay, we tried the love thing. It wasn't working out. Like, not that you have to, you know, but I don't know. Just like a Jackie O move. You know what I mean? Like, totally. I'm sure that, what's his name? Onassis. Like, I'm sure he was like really fun and cool, but like, did it have to be the love of her life? Like, maybe not. Maybe the love of her life was kind of, that was painful. Totally. I feel like he was like a cheater. JFK was giving cheater. Yeah. Big time definitely. Cheater. And then also like he tragically dies like on you. I think it's maybe time to like go for the money. You know what I mean? Like it's time to like, I know JFK was paid too, but it's like, okay, like a yacht is pretty great. JFK didn't have a yacht in fucking Greece, you know?
No.
Totally.
But anyway, so this is what I told Francesca, that was a great place to meet somebody. You also know that they're not a degenerate, right? If they're like up at 8:30 in the morning, you know what I mean? And if they are, you'll be able to tell because they're like disheveled and like you know what somebody looks like who's
you want a guy in a suit?
After hours.
I would love a man. I'm like really like, I think I'm at this point because like what I'm saying no to forevermore is like art fags. Do you know what I mean? Like dudes,
like, what
like
does that mean?
Straight dudes who are arts.
Well, I think the only straight men can be fags.
Yeah,
like there's
totally.
no other.
Exactly.
That's
I'm being
like the
very
only person who's
so like an art fag is like a creative man who's like has neither like the money that and the beauty of the suit nor has the technical skills of the blue collar worker. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I've always
an unsuccessful artist.
Is that what you're talking about?
Or even a successful artist, I think at this point I would really draw the line with. I'm only interested. I have a real soft spot for like the blue collar stuff. That's what my first husband was, and it really just gets me going.
I think that's kind of fab because all they're also paid.
Totally.
You know what I mean? You can have like a plumbing HVAC empire. Like you can have all like
that's cool.
Nice like hard work and
like knows how
values.
to do something. Yeah, I feel like there's 2 paths. There's like
for background,
where somebody comes from, their family, their upbringing. Okay. There's like blue collar. There's not only 2 paths. This is for me and what I like to be clear. Okay. There's like blue collar, and then there's like business. But actually, I don't even like where do the fucking business people come from?
Well, they could come from a blue collar background
so
too.
I guess that's the dream then.
So you would want somebody who has their own business or has become successful in some kind of specific business who has a blue collar background. So they value, you know,
loyalty, hard work. But like I was thinking about earlier, you're like, I can cook, I can clean, I can multitask, I can organize. It's like there are men who also have a complementary set of skills. They're just working class men who can like build shit, who can fix shit, who can do light plumbing. Like there is a whole skill set that matches like the feminine or what it's considered feminine skill set that I bring to a relationship. It's just like most fucking art faggy dudes don't have that skill set. So you're literally like, you can do nothing. You could maybe make me a decent playlist. Do you know what I mean? But like a life cannot be built on a playlist.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just like, what are you're gonna tell me an interesting anecdote about Camus at a party? But like, what the fuck is that gonna get me, man?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I went on a date with a playwright once, and then I showed up to the date, and he was like, yeah, the closest thing I have to a job is dealing Adderall to NYU students. And I was like, okay, so one, you're not even a playwright, and two, why would you tell me that? It's like so unattractive.
Oh, is that just him trying to be like charming and funny, and because he's embarrassed that he lives off of a trust fund?
Oh, maybe.
I don't know, that's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, I could see how that's like, you're like, oh, I'm a drug dealer, but you're
He's
not.
like, I'm just trying to be so, you know. Ew.
Yeah.
But it's like really
The date lasted like 30 minutes. I was like,
Oh,
check,
wow.
please. Yeah, I didn't
So you
hang
went
around.
for like a drink or
Yeah.
I prefer a walk because I feel like you can bail at any moment.
You can bail at any
And you
moment
don't have to
if you
look
get a
at them.
drink.
I guess you can. It just takes a little more force of will. Whereas like I've gone for a walk with somebody and then I've just been like, I'm gonna go, and then you just continue walking in the direction you're going in. Do you know what I mean? And they don't come with you. I don't want to sit across from somebody at dinner though, for sure. I don't want to like watch them eat when I'm just getting to know them.
That's interesting.
I would prefer to sit at a dinner because I can see what their table manners are like. I can see how they interact with the wait staff. I can see
interesting.
if they have, you know, not just their table manners, but how they order. Because
Interesting.
and what their manners are like in general. Like a lot is revealed in how somebody
interesting.
has a meal with you.
I've only thought about it in
You
terms
know,
of
if
my
they
own
open
comfort.
the door, like there's so many things that I'm observing about how they interact in the situation, you know.
Yeah.
Even if like, not that this is like a criticism or anything, but just even if they know or understand service, that like you should leave the tip in cash if you can, you know. And even if that they have the kind of thoughtfulness and awareness, like, you know, of these kind of certain things, or like what place they're going to choose to take you.
But this is like,
You
but
know?
what's funny is compared to the online discourse around dating, this is like super mega graduate level advanced because most bitches are just complaining about how they can't get a guy to buy them like a fucking soda. Do you know what I mean?
Literally.
So maybe we need to dial it back for the girls.
So dial it back. Okay.
Yeah.
So this also works a lot, and it's really easy to do. You can practice doing it. Like I did it for my fun and entertainment yesterday. We were all, I was sitting outside at this, I don't know what you call it. Well, oh, Victoria's sleeping, but Bar Oliver. It's like this cute place that our friends own. That's like I don't know, it's like a cafe bar kind of thing.
Yeah.
So we're all sitting there, and then everyone's gone in to like pay and use the restroom or whatever. And there was this guy, and I saw him look at me, and I was like, okay. And then I like saw him look again while he was talking to somebody. If you look at a man for 3 seconds and you can count 1, 2, 3, they will guaranteed come over and talk to you. They will come over and talk to you. So you don't need to approach them. You don't need to do anything. But if you just hold your gaze at them for about 3, maybe like 5 seconds if you're brave, but like 3 seconds, really just the eye contact, they'll come over and approach you. Like, I think that we're in this era too, like where men are so nervous
I
too,
know.
because a lot of them, I think about Pietro, my fiance. I mean, Pietro, this doesn't really apply to Pietro, but I think about his age. He's 27. Like, a lot of those guys were teenage boys when it was like Me Too and that kind of thing. And I mean, it is really crazy when like my mom tells stories about like the 70s. Like, guys would just like pinch your ass like walking by. Like, that's insane.
Yeah.
And like, I would probably be getting into like scrapping with people back then. However, it's also just like, you should feel like it's okay and like somebody's not a predator if they're talking to you at a coffee shop.
Dude,
do you know what I mean?
know.
And I think a lot of these men like have a lot of the discourse with men and women and like and how I feel like it's more cats and dogs than ever is I think stemming from that and this internet culture of like the what are they called? I don't even know because I don't even pay attention to like really negative stuff like this. The incels.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then also the girls being like, men have to like treat me like a princess, which I obviously said, which I do believe in, but like not like just like a spoiled mean princess, like a, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like a benevolent,
like a benevolent, like like talking about like
Diana,
a Princess Diana, or like, or even like a fairy tale princess, like somebody that like Elizabeth Taylor is playing in a movie. Do you know what I mean? Like it's like it's beyond kind of that, because I think that's another thing too. It's like being the feminine energy in a relationship and like and creating that space for a man to like feel like, okay, all of these things are taken care of for them, and offering that. It's like, it's very valuable. I mean, I talk about that with Petra. I was like, what I have to offer you is like extremely valuable.
I just was
like,
saying
it's just extremely valuable. And he knows that, and he's seen it. It's just like, not like, I was like, socially, I'm an asset, you know, like with his business, you know what I mean? Also like emotionally, like, and he can bounce ideas off of me, and I understand like his business and art and all this kind of stuff. And like, I grew up in that world too. And so it's just like, I have a lot to offer that doesn't have a dollar sign on it, you know? But it's just like,
but
again,
it will make you lots and lots of dollars.
Like it creates this environment so that you have, when you have art collectors over, you have a beautiful home that these people see and are impressed by. You go out and you're somewhere, like, the clothes that you're wearing are because I told you to get those fucking pants at Prada. It's not because you knew. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, I'm offering, like, I was like, I'm literally like a stylist, a house manager, an interior designer, a chef. Like, I'm like,
this
are you kidding
full
me?
service operation over here.
Exactly. And it's like, and I show up and I look beautiful and I make you look better. Like, what? Like, that's, you can't put a price tag on that. So I was like, as far as I'm concerned, that's like fully like, I should be treated like a princess, you know, because what I'm offering is very high value. It would be very expensive to pay people to do all of those things for you.
Totally.
To hire somebody to do that is a lot of money.
And the intangibles, and he could never pay for the intangibles, you know, that sheen.
Right. You know? So, you know, I think that, I can't remember what we were talking about.
So why do you think
the plot, but
women get stuck in this like what you were talking about that you're seeing online of like, I can't get a guy to call me back? Like, how do they get stuck in that mentality versus like Sarah's like amazing mentality of I'm priceless, bitch?
But it's so hard to tell with the internet. Is like, are people doing this because it's real, because they like to complain? Because
but I think that this is like a broader issue societally, which is that we're so, in general, right? Like, I was saying, like, I think a lot of men are afraid to like approach women because of that all that stuff occurring like in their teenage and formative years, and that's like where all of this like kind of, I don't know, divisiveness comes from. But I think in general in society, you know what I mean? Like, I always like talk to people in the grocery checkout line, and it's like, we're just so plugged into like our own individualized reality in America, at least. It does feel different in other countries, but you know, we're like, have our AirPods in and we're listening to our podcast or our music or we're in a conversation with our friends, and I do that all the time, you know. But I also try to be conscious to be like, oh, I'm going to talk to the person in the grocery store line, or like, I know the people at my coffee shop and I chat with them, you know. It's like, there's I think a lot less of that, like, where even the other day I was like walking my dog and this very elegant older man, you know, started like chatting with me, and sometimes I don't really feel like I'm in the mood for that, but I've decided to engage when people engage with me, unless they're like really, you know, it's like giving like a really crazy dangerous vibe or whatever. But I usually don't get approached by people like that.
But I think that speaks to like femininity. People might jump all over this, whatever, but femininity has a lot to do with like receptivity and being receptive. And like, as a culture at large right now, we're conditioned to be very unreceptive, especially in New York City, where it's like a self-protective thing.
It's like this self-protective thing. But it was but you know what happened? I ended up having the most lovely conversation with this like 80-year-old man who grew up on Mulberry Street. He was so interesting. He was so just, it really made my day. I was just like, this man is so wonderful. But that's because people would just, you know, start up a conversation with you. And then if you kind of weren't interested in it, you could just leave the conversation and people wouldn't be offended.
Yeah, it's not a
like
big
people
thing.
just didn't take things as personally, and people were more accustomed to being receptive and vulnerable just in their everyday interactions. And I think that just doesn't happen as often as it used to. And I think that it is a conscious choice that people have to make. And also I think that, again, there's this idea of like being chased and being approached and whatever, but you have to give like the energy out that you're
Open
welcoming
and available.
to receive that, you know.
Yeah, totally.
And somebody's calling somebody. Maybe that's
How do you feel about the apps?
I mean, I've been on dating apps before. I've never really like taken them. I don't know. I don't really have like that much of a judgment, other than I just think that it's a little bit vapid, because I don't really know how you could. It's almost like auditions, right, on tape. It's like I don't really know how you could actually understand who you're gonna interact with based on a couple pictures, and that like are kind of awkward to choose, and some little like writing or questions or their Instagram page. I mean, the Instagram thing is maybe kind of like, oh, you could see if you have mutual friends, but I don't know. It just feels like it's so synthetic, and I also feel like it's made by people who
Have no interest
really
in you actually finding someone.
Okay, honestly, I feel like it's almost like, what is that game that they all play, Minecraft? Okay, no, listen to this. Okay, this is like a different tangent, but it relates back to this. The guy who created Minecraft made it for his son, who's like, can't like, I think he has like cerebral palsy. Do you know what I mean? Like, so he can't like go out in the world and like play with other children or do that thing. So like, that's like a really amazing workaround that the father created that for his son to be able to like socialize, right?
Yeah.
Like that's actually so amazing.
Yeah.
However, like I think the same kind of person is making like the dating apps. Like it's like people who like don't actually like are maybe like spectrum-y or something and don't actually understand how to like interact in social settings. So they created this workaround in order for them to be able to engage with people on a level that's comfortable for them. But then it created like a dating culture that's like not actually natural to most other people.
Yeah.
And then we're all confused why this doesn't really work for us, and like why it's so weird and awkward and like doesn't, you know?
Yeah.
They can't make eye contact for 3 to 5 seconds with someone else.
Right. Or even just like, or even that like the stakes don't have to be that high. Do you know what I mean? Like you can literally just like chat with somebody. Like, okay, again, the guy who came over and talked to me yesterday at the place while my friends were in the bathroom, because I was literally sitting there bored. And a lot of times I just don't like just sitting on my phone texting. I was just trying to be present and in the thing. And he came over and talked to me, and he was just like, oh, I feel like I know you from somewhere. And I was just like, you definitely don't. But I was like, you were looking at me, and I knew that you were going to come over. I was just doing something to prove to myself I still knew how to do it. It was just funny. And he like laughed, and I was like, I'm engaged. You know, like it was just like a funny interaction that was like light and nice. And I think it felt like it was fun for me to do. And I think it was validating to him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was just like, interactions can just be that way. Or I don't know, I think that there's like all of these like funny high stakes about dating and meeting people, and it's just like not that deep, maybe.
Totally.
You know, like I think that people are afraid to sort of to chat and flirt and interact and like get to know people. Like it always has to kind of be like, well, I'm ready to date now, so like I want to meet somebody, and like that. or it's just like, yeah, like no, I'm like playing the field, so like I'm not really like can't like go on a date. And it's just like, why are you making so many rules about how everything has to be? Like why don't you just sort of allow experiences to occur naturally? I think when we're deciding all of these like, I want this or I don't want this, it's like, well, what do you want? Why don't we focus a little bit more on what you do want instead of what you don't want it to be, you know? And that will be more productive or more
Totally
getting you closer to a desired outcome. But it also does seem hard to date. I don't know. I have a lot of friends who are getting divorced right now. More friends getting divorced than more friends dating. I really do. I have like, wow. Like you're getting a divorce.
Yeah.
And Kayla, Ash.
Yeah.
Like one of my other friends is getting a divorce, but I can't it's not occurring to me. Anyway,
Yeah.
like literally
Yeah.
5 of my friends.
But I feel like the general discourse is that women, especially in New York, are always complaining about dating in New York and how awful and terrible it is.
Yeah, I have like one of my most beautiful, amazing
so
friends
interesting.
is single.
But she has men falling in love with her left and right.
Yeah, I guess it's
So-
more about trying to line up someone with certain values for matrimony.
Yeah. So
Are you gonna? Oh, I didn't send you that information. There's a
the Catholic mixer.
there's
I feel like it's a
Catholic
little bit
speed
misleading.
dating.
Because if it's for the purposes of marriage, I'm technically still already married, so I feel like I'd be flying a false flag
Oh, I
operation.
didn't think about that. But you're trying to get married again.
Yeah, theoretically. I'm not trying to get married right now.
Catholic speed dating.
At church.
But I did, just to like speak to the apps, I was on them for like 6 months or something, and then I left because I felt like the novelty of like chatting with people had worn off, and it just seemed like a waste of time. But also I was on Raya, so like every bitch on Raya is like a 10, and I just thought about it from
Like
like
on Instagram.
yeah, okay,
There are
yes.
10 on Instagram.
There are 10 on Instagram. I don't
which
know-
might not actually be like a 10 in real life.
So I don't know what
When
the
you
hell-
equate-
yeah,
Good point.
You know.
Okay, great point. But they look on the app, they look like a 10. And I was just like, oh, from a market economic standpoint, if I am on this app, it looks like I'm available on this platform and thus at the same value level as all these women. So actually, to increase my value on the market, I have to remove myself from this platform to make myself more scarce as a commodity.
Okay, you're truth socialing it. You're getting all that.
I'm like, okay.
But honestly, I feel like it was like a great decision. Look, there was a period last summer where I was going on like 3 to 4 dates a week. And I think after being in a 10-year relationship, I really needed that. But like, I'm not interested in doing that anymore. That sounds like a monumental amount of time.
Sounds like a lot.
Yeah, but it was great. I was like, it was so fun. And it was just to like talk to people and meet and all that. But now like, I really feel great because I'm like, now when I walk down the street, I'm like, oh, you can't find this bitch on an app. Do you know what I mean? Like, you gotta come and talk to me. You know, like there's no other way. There's no other option, which like really winnows people out, you know, because they have to be direct. Someone actually came up and talked to me today.
God. What
Like,
happened?
I'm not gonna get too much, but basically it was like somebody I've like seen an acquaintance around. So it's like somebody I've seen around a little bit.
Okay.
But like we never talked. But this is the first time like he came up and talked to me, and I was like, oh, I see you. I was like, I see how you're setting the groundwork. You know what I mean? So maybe next time be like, hey, you want to get a coffee? You know what I mean? And I was like, oh right, this is how it happens naturally,
Right.
and in the wild, and that is right and appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's no drama. It's no big thing. Do you know what I mean?
Total.
I
mean,
like that.
I love, like, if I have sons, I'm gonna be like, you should just go ask girls out. Literally, like you know, even just actually, like at this wedding that I was at this last week, I was talking to my uncle about that. He's like, yeah, you would just like go up to girls and you would just be like, hey, I would like to get to know you. Do you think I could take you to dinner sometime? Do you think I could take you to a movie sometime?
Yeah.
Like, I would like to get to know you.
Yeah.
Like,
I was talking to
that
my
is really
classy.
I mean, yes, and it's also just so nice and genuine. Just like this isn't again, it's not a high stakes situation.
Yeah.
I'm like happy to. I think another thing that I hear about all the time where people are like, oh yeah, I just want to go out for like a drink or whatever. I'm just like, that's tack-a-lack. Like, I'm just like, my company for the evening, it's just like you can buy dinner.
Yeah,
Do you know what I
totally.
mean? Like, it's just like not because again, if you're looking at it, it was like, well, I'm trying to date and meet a lot of people. It's just like, okay, well, that's like not the right approach either. It's just like, how about I'm just trying to have a nice experience with somebody, try to get to know them, and like, why does it either have to have again these like very black and white outcomes of situations?
Totally.
Isn't it nice to go out with somebody and then be like, oh, I actually really like them as a person, and that's cool. Like, now I have this like new person in my life that I don't need to have any kind of romantic involvement with, or like even just again like old school stuff, like my mom and her friends, they'd be like, oh yeah, like they used to, you know, whatever, Sandy used to date this one and he's married to her now, and it's like, yeah, because who cares?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's
Totally.
like just wasn't that big of a deal.
You know
Yeah.
what? To talk back to like the incel stuff, I was talking to my friend Jay, who we've been friends since high school, and he's like, I don't have like a ton of sympathy for these guys. He's like, because literally when we were in high school, like if you were like girl crazy, like me and my friends were, you would. He's like, we would drive to Livermore, which is like to like sit in the mall. It's like a long ass drive from where they lived in Berkeley. And he was like, and we would literally spend like 8 hours. We would go at the mall and just be hollering at chicks, like trying to get them to hang out with us. Do you know what I mean? He's like, we were willing to go to any lengths because we fucking loved girls. Yeah. So when everyone's like bitching online about how like they can't get a girl, it's like, are you putting in the work, man? Because he's like, it was our really full-time job. Yeah. You know?
That's so funny. Last night I went out with my friends to this birthday party in Bushwick, which is like, that's rare.
Yeah, that's
very
wild.
Rare. Mm-hmm. One of my friends called me and was like, oh my God, I saw your locations in Bushwick. Are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. But anyway, we were just, it was really cold, and it was just a really cute thing. It reminded me of being in my early 20s, and they're all a little bit younger than me. Mm-hmm. And it was just cute. Like, we were listening to music. Like, one of the guys had like a speaker. Like, they're little like graph kids. It was just cute. And we were like, it was super windy last night, which is so weird because it's June.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But we're huddling like in front of this like RV camper that was kind of like cool and like kind of like tricked out. And then this like guy comes out, and he's kind of like an OG, and he kind of like at first I think was like gonna be like go off on the guys and just be like, yo, like what's good about like what are you doing here? Mm-hmm. And then like his other friend goes, no man, he's with some bitches, you know, let him do his thing. And it just made me laugh. Like, it reminded me so much of being like, you know, whatever, like 18, 19, 20, like just hanging out, and like that it was cute, and that like everyone knows what that feels like, and that feeling of like, yeah, I just want to like just kick it and like meet somebody and like have a fun time, you know?
Yeah. And it's like it's the journey, man. It's not just the destination.
Absolutely. And again, like the stakes are so high, and it's so like you gotta meet somebody, and it's just like, it's like not that serious, you know? Just like be open-minded and like talk to somebody literally at, I don't know.
It's so funny. So it's like the options are either to be like 18, 19 for the stakes to be really low, or like double divorcee. Do you know what I mean? There's like two ends of the spectrum, you know? I feel like,
but
it doesn't need to be that way.
It doesn't need to be. I also think that we're in a really unique period of time, like where, as you know, my mom was married when she was 23.
Wow.
And that all kind of occurred naturally, and I don't think it was because she's like, I've got to get married right away or anything like that. But you know, I think it's super normal for people to get married for the first time now, even and women, because right, we always like have this like stress of our biological clock and that kind of thing. But like I feel like everything is like the
shifting
30s
younger.
The 30s are like the 20s now. You know what I mean? In the 20s, like just like the way society is, it's just like people can't afford to like not live at home, and they like live with their parents like later, and it's like more like Europe, you know what I mean? Like where it's different, like things are expensive, and so I think everything's happening later and later, and it actually makes more sense because yet again, like I was saying before, your brain's not even fully developed till you're 25, 26 years old.
Yeah.
Like I think that it all makes sense, and that there doesn't have to be this pressure so much that you have to like, you know, as a woman, I think, settle down and this, that, and the third. And that's like another other thing that I'm thinking about that I'm really have strong opinions about. I would never, ever in 500 million years date a guy who was over 45 who hadn't been married before. Not in 500 million years.
I would say any guy who's over like 42, 43 who's never been married or has kids, doesn't have kids.
Red flag.
Well, that's
Huge
the consummate bachelor range, right? Is like once they hit 43, and if they've never been married and they don't have any children,
no, they're fucked.
I'm just like,
they're damaged goods.
This
for
person
sure
is not right.
Yeah,
they're not right.
I mean, I set my age on when I was on the apps. Oldest I went is 35.
Okay. Okay, period.
Yeah.
20 to 35.
Francesca's looking for a younger man.
She's looking for a younger man. She's a MILF.
I feel like we did a full advertisement for you, for future suitors.
For all our girlfriends who listen to this podcast.
Yeah. But no, I really firmly believe in that. And I think I told you this about one of my really good guy friends. He was like messing around, and he had like a couple different things that occurred where it was just like his mom was like dying in his 30s, who he was very close to, and he was like taking care of her, and then COVID happened, and you know, he had like some back-to-back stuff that went down after being in a long-term relationship. But I was like, you're 40. You need to find somebody because you're starting to get into like those creepy years where you're not settled down.
They're crusty looking, those men without a woman.
Not even, yeah, but like, I don't even know, like, just not even crusty. Just like, I was like, then any women who are, I think, not even respectable, like, that's like, so like, it's not what I'm trying to say, but I just think that like, most women that he might be interested in being with wouldn't take him seriously as like a single guy who is 45 and never been with anyone like married
it's suspicious.
or anything. It's sketchy. And then and it's because you hear crazy stuff like this. Like, all right, again, the other day when I was upstate with my sister, our one friend was talking about her friend is dating this guy and she's describing him and da 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 da, and he does this and he does that and blah 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 blah. And then I'm like, wait a second. Is he a tattoo artist? Is he like, and I'm putting it together, and this same guy is literally, it's like 10 years later, and like at the time 10 years ago he was dating my friend and she was 27 at the time, and 10 years later he's also dating a 27-year-old who's like the exact same photocopy thing of her, and they're having the same photocopy relationship issues, and this man is like 50 now. And I'm like, this is a mess. I'm like, this is jank. Like, no, absolutely no.
Yeah, that's also a red flag for a man who can only get women of a certain age, you know?
It's like a girl who's like in a bad way, who's like a cokehead bartender, who's like trying to get her shit together, and you're doing like, it's like, again, same story 10 years later.
Yeah.
You know?
But if I were dating a 23-year-old, I feel like it would be totally appropriate and okay.
I don't even judge really. No. Listen, I don't even really judge. And okay, the first person who I was like, who I had this like engagement to, he was, I always say that it doesn't count because it was really inappropriate because he was, 20 years older than me plus. So, but I also don't really have a strong judgment about age gaps necessarily.
Yeah.
I more have the judgment about
repetitious.
Have you ever... Yeah, or no, just like, have you ever been married? Because at least if you've been married, I know that you tried to do something and it didn't work. But that's like, okay, you really were like genuinely going into a situation and like, I'm trying to do this and make it work, or have a family with someone or whatever it might be. Like, I don't really think the age gap matters. I think it's more like, have you tried to be married before?
Totally.
That's more of the red flag to me than the
I think it's like flipping
gap.
the spinster narrative. Like, I don't give a fuck about spinsters anymore. I don't want to hear about that. But the male spinster, the consummate bachelor, is really the pariah to look out for.
Yeah, I think it goes both ways too. If a woman of a certain, I think it's weird if, I mean, I can imagine being a man, and if there was a woman who's like never been married, and she's like,
I know a lot of bitches like that.
Me too, and honestly, it's the same thing with the guys. It's for a reason too.
Like over 43.
Yeah, but I'm not going to pass judgment on a lifestyle choice, which is a non-child lifestyle choice.
I'm not talking about a lifestyle choice.
Okay.
I'm talking about if you're a man searching for
I've heard
wife.
What I hear, but that's the thing, is like the narrative is always about like guys trying to find a girl, but girls in their like mid to late 30s who haven't had a baby yet are fucking psycho and you can't date them. But I'm just like, I don't care about that discourse. I don't give a fuck about that. I don't want to hear about it because the focus is always on that, about how women are crazy, women are bad. So I'm just like, that's boring to me.
Yeah, no, women are allowed to be hysterical.
This is Sarah's whole thing, is that she has a right to be a hysterical woman, and that men love a hysterical woman.
Like, not all the time, but you can throw a little bit, a little bit of a crazy in there from time to time.
Yeah. You got to keep them on their toes.
Yeah.
It's true. Like, Pietro always says that to me. He's like, I don't actually like know, like,
what you're gonna
do at any time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but everyone says that about me, but like, he really, I think he feels the brunt of it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, good.
Yeah.
That's just how I roll in this world.
Catting his ass.
Black catting.
Totally.
Oh yeah.
Black cat.
I really want to see his. I want to
I'll
see like
send you some
I want to see
videos.
the imagery of the black catting.
I can't escape these videos.
But maybe
so I'll
a
send them to
black
you guys.
catting is just like being an
You.
Aquarius.
I think it's just being you. Yeah.
Being an Aquarius with a Capricorn moon.
Yeah.
See there, I'm like getting into the.
Yeah. I think that's for real. I feel like, what does that say up there?
We did like an hour 20.
Okay, I think we should call it, you guys.
I think we dropped a lot of wisdom.
I think for sure, and I think we can do a follow-up at some point.
Yeah, we
for
could follow
sure.
up. We could like make a plan for like maybe we'll make like a MILF dating plan.
Yeah.
Right?
You know what? And I could actually.
Should we should bring one of our guy friends on to talk with them. I think that would be
but
really
also,
funny.
maybe I need to do your protocol because I told Sarah that I would do it if I ever was tempted to get back on the apps, which hasn't happened. I would go to St. Ambrose, but maybe it's just a social experiment. I should just do it.
I think you should follow my plan and go to St. Ambrose.
Because I got, maybe another time I'll wear the outfit. I should have worn the outfit. I got the outfit.
I want to give you like a MILF mom makeover.
I would love that.
Yeah.
What does that look like?
Well, because I feel like Francesca's transitioning from her like nice like homemaker trad upstate lifestyle
That
like
shirt
into like
is
her
a little
city.
bit of a
Well, okay, can I just show?
It's a cool shirt.
Incredibly, I was wearing it with no tights. It's incredibly short.
Yeah, it's really cool, but it's
great.
like, again, I think that we need to go for like a different vibe just for the purpose of this experiment.
Sure.
Like
I'm
I think
happy to do
that, I think like you need some like a little bit smaller like gold hoops, not big like elegant ones, but like I think we need to bring a little bit more like siren-y, like Monica Bellucci, like, you know, like Italian women. I love how Italian women are in dress. Like I was like, that is literally my plan for my 40s, is to always just be in like the Dolce & Gabbana tight dress where it's like it's always like a little tight, you know, but like they're still like kind of skinny enough, but like it kind of has like the little like the back fat shows a tiny bit, but it's like but it's like really fabulous, and the boobs are like up, and you know, and it's always like a nice lip that's like simple, and like the hair is done, and I just think that there's something that's really I think that's like the sexiest age is like women in the 40s, you know.
I'm really looking forward to it.
I really think it's very fabulous, and I think that that's like a cool adjustment for like I'm now single in the city, and I have 2 children, but like.
But here's what I was telling somebody. I was like, but I'm in my prime. I was like, you're out of your prime. And this is the person I was talking to. I was like, you're not in your prime anymore, but I'm in my prime.
You were talking to a man like this, right?
It's like way harsh.
I was like, oof. But like, you know what I mean? I think giving like a little bit more of that, like you can do a hybrid. You can do like a Bridget Bardot with a Jackie O-ness to it, you know?
Okay.
But that's what we're gonna come back to you guys after Francesca does my MILF makeover and MILF dating
I
plan.
love that. I'm totally down.
Okay.
So see you guys in St. Ambrose.
We'll see you at St. Ambrose. Any girls, if you want to talk about going to St. Ambrose and meeting somebody,
hit
us up.
Okay.
It really works. It's real. I'm serious.
Let's show them. Here, let's end with this. Show them the rock.
This is my ring.
Gorgeous.
It's far away. I don't know if you can see it.
It's big, you guys. As soon as I saw it, I was like, I need to get fucking engaged with them.
It's pear-shaped.
I think. I don't even know. I just wanted an old mine diamond. That was like my main request. And I wanted a Florentine gold band.
It's beautiful.
So this bitch knows what she's talking about.
Yeah.
So.
You can trust every word she says.
Yeah. Diamonds are forever.
Diamonds are a girl's best friend. Okay. Well,
class dismissed. See you next time. Bye.